It's sunrise, and in Darwin's law of photography, when thoueth doesn't take pictures, thoueth gets amazing light. Now thoueth gotta hit the road because I got 8 hours to get this car back to Puerto Varas. And just like that, I'm back in Chile. For you guys, it seems really quick. For me, it was a long day. Did over, like, I don't know, over 650, 700 kilometers today. And I'm still racing because I've got an hour and 15 minutes before 5 o'clock. If I don't get this back by 5 o'clock, I have to pay like a $400 fine or something crazy. So that's why I've been racing. That's why I haven't been filming, because it's just been straight up driving over 2,000 kilometers, I think, so far. I've still got like an hour and 15 minutes to go. So I gotta get back on the road and move, and I'll check in with you guys once I get into my hotel.
Bye, Gandalf. I love you.
On one hand, I'm really kind of sad to be leaving Gandalf. Had so many good times in that van. On the other hand, I've got a room all to myself, finally. And there's so much room for activities. And check out the view. Now I'm gonna get cleaned up a little bit, rested a little bit, and then I wanna talk to you guys. It's actually tomorrow, guys. I slept like a rock last night. You know when you're on a boat for a really, really long time, you get back to land and you kind of like wobbling a bit, you still feel the world moving around? That's how I felt after driving those 2,000 plus kilometers. Yesterday walking around, I just felt like the world was still moving around me, like I was still driving. Kind of crazy. Long, long, long drive. And it was a great drive. I actually really like driving. It kind of gives me like a bit of a meditation feel, a bit of a place to think. And over that drive, I kind of thought a lot about what I learned through that internship process. And I know I was meant to be the mentor and not the mentee, but I think that no matter what situation you're in, whether you're the teacher or the teached, there's always lessons to be learned. And I think I learned a lot. Some of them good things, some of them positive things, and some of them things that I need to change about myself, or things that I just need to work on. So I thought I would wrap those out to you. I was gonna call this episode 5 Things I Learned from Having an Assistant, but I don't know how many things there are. But I'm gonna call that anyway, and we'll aim for 5. How about that? Let's jump into them. The first is that I'm a control freak. Like, I'm a control freak, like big time. Like, I have a problem. And if I ever want to grow this channel, I ever want to grow my business, I want to grow a community here, I need to learn to let go of some of the things. For example, all the videos we edited in Patagonia, I edited every single one of them from start to finish with no help. I could have got some help. I could have got Greg to cut music. I could have got Greg to find music. I could have got Greg to do a final edit or add titles. I could have got Greg to do a lot of that work, but I just didn't because I'm a control freak. And part of the goal of having an assistant is to do these things so you can focus on things that make you more productive. And so I need to lose some of that control freakness that I have for sure if I want this business to grow. Number 2 is that my leadership skills kind of need some work. When I was growing up, I thought I was a leader. I still think I'm kind of a bit of a leader. For example, when I was playing sports as a kid, I was always the leader type. I captained most of the teams that I was on. But I think I've always kind of taken an approach where I kind of scold you when you're down and praise you when you're up. When really I think maybe it should be reversed. You need praise and encouragement when you're down. And when you're at the top, you need to be reminded that there's room to grow. And I don't think I've been doing that. And I think that I would like to change that about myself. And it's something I really want to work on. So my leadership skills need work. That again comes back to my control freakness as well, in that I also need to be better at delegating things to other people rather than doing everything myself. And lucky for me, Greg was fantastic at doing things without being asked. He was shooting a lot of B-roll without being asked. He would make me mate when he didn't need to be asked. He was really good at taking care of things and taking the initiative, but I need to get better at delegating those things as well. Number 3 is that the goal of my lifestyle is freedom. And I think maybe I probably knew that deep down inside, but I don't think I ever vocalized it. Greg asked me at some point on the trip if my goal of my channel and my work was fame or money, as if those were like the only 2 options. And I've always told you guys that my goal is to inspire you guys. I want to inspire you guys to live your dreams, to chase the things you want to be doing, to get outside of your comfort zone. But I never really talked about what I want, why I do this lifestyle. And it wasn't until Greg and I had that discussion that I realized it. The goal is freedom. I want to have the freedom to not worry so much about money, to be able to go off on adventures when I want to be able to grab some of my friends and go off and create awesome video content and photos somewhere crazy and do things that other people aren't doing. I want to have that freedom. And part of that is money. And YouTube can maybe help with both of those things, because through creating videos, I earn a little bit of money. And so it's kind of like a win-win situation. I get to bring my friends along, I get to earn some money, and I can have that freedom to explore the world with my buddies and just create cool content and see cool things. So the goal for me is freedom. Thing number 4 I learned is that the goal is the Avengers. And I know that doesn't make any sense to you guys at all, but I want to like try to break it down for you. If you watch the Avengers, basically any superhero movie, to be honest, they have like this Avengers form of marketing, in that every single character is on their own. So you have movies about Thor, you have movies about the Hulk, you have movies about Iron Man, you have all these movies, and then every now and then they come together. And I kind of want to be like the leader of the Avengers. I don't know who the leader of the Avengers is, maybe Iron Man? So I want to be Iron Man. And I have my Iron Man episodes. And then every now and then the Hulk just does a cameo in my videos. Or every now and then I have Iron Man versus Captain America and we're 2 people. And then every now and then we bring it all together and we have Avengers episodes. That's what I want. I want projects like this in Patagonia where I'm Iron Man and Greg's maybe, I don't know, he's the guy that shoots the arrows. He's the Hawkeye. Greg's Hawkeye. And that's what I want. I want to create a family. I want to have a group of people around me, of creators, of videographers, of photographers, people that love travel, people that love photography, and people that love creating an adventure. I want those people around me, and I want it to be a community. And I want you guys to follow them. And I want you guys to love them. And you might have favorites. You might prefer Iron Man or you might prefer the Hulk, but I want you guys to kind of join this family and this community. That's the other goal. The goal is the Avengers. I hope that made sense. Number 5 is something I knew before, but something that was affirmed again, is that I'm stubborn. You guys probably see my like fun side on the channel, and believe me, that's 99% of what I am. In fact, I think I'm goofier and crazier than I could ever capture on film, but I'm also extremely stubborn, and it's a very positive thing in that I don't think I could get to where I am without being this stubborn. There's no way I could get to where I am right now without being this stubborn, but it can also be a negative. And I'm a big believer that everybody's greatest strength is also their greatest weakness. For example, I think my greatest strength is my stubbornness, my determinedness. You know what I'm trying to say. My stubbornness is my greatest strength, but it can also be my greatest adversary if I let it get to me. And I get my mind on something and I have to do it that way. And again, maybe it comes down to the control freak side of things, but my stubbornness is something I need to work on. I think it gets worse with age rather than better, but it is something I'm trying to work on, and I'm getting there. And number 6 in my top 5 things I learned from having an assistant as a travel photographer is that I need videographers and creators around me. I strive when I have other people around me that are also creating. And it's not just Greg. Greg was great to have around, and I think you guys noticed that. As soon as Greg was around, you see a different side of me. You see a little bit more of an energetic side of me. And that's just because it's easier to capture when you have other creators around you, because they're encouraging you to create rather than deterring you. And it doesn't matter if it's Greg or Dave back in at ITB, or even guys like Michael Matty that just showed up for an episode. Having creators around you encourages you to be better. It encourages you to be more open. And having those creators around you really just makes this thing so much more dynamic. And it makes this travel thing so much more fun. I struggled a lot in the past with what's the point of having these incredible experiences if I didn't have anyone to share them with? And I kind of use this vlog to kind of share those things with other people to make it feel more important or more valuable. But having other creators around you does the same thing, and that's an absolutely wonderful thing. Now, number 7 on my list of 5 things I learned from having an assistant as a travel photographer is that having a videographer around me like Greg, somebody that talented, really helped me enjoy the travel experience even more. And that's not to say that when I'm doing it by myself, I don't enjoy it. I really do, but it allowed me to enjoy it even more because it just took a little bit of time off my shoulders, a little pressure off my shoulders, knowing that I didn't have to worry so much about capturing the in-between, and I could actually experience them. And I think that although I can't afford to pay somebody to be a videographer right now, if you are an amazing videographer, if you're a talented videographer, even if you're just an up-and-coming videographer and you're trying to make it in this travel industry or just in general, and you want to go on trips with me, you want to shoot with me, send me a message. Send me some clips of your work. This process was crazy. It was amazing. And because of a lack of internet, a lack of plugins even at time, I'm way behind on the vlog, like 5 days. So I'm probably going to skip a couple days of my life here. Like for example, right now I'm in Puerto Montt, Chile. And now I'm back in Buenos Aires. It was really strange not vlogging those like 2 days of travel or those 3 days of travel. Nothing special happened except for what I'm gonna end this episode with, which was the most incredible sunrise view over the Andes on the flight from Santiago to Buenos Aires. Unreal. I'm gonna end this vlog there. There's lots of crazy travel coming up, lots of fun travel coming up. I don't even know where I'm going for most of it because some of it's still undecided, some of it's still up in the air, but it will be fun. And I guess tune in tomorrow to find out where we're heading. And I'll see you guys on tomorrow's episode. Peace.